All right, hello everyone. I think it's going to be a really exciting topic because a lot of you are most probably experiencing this every day in DeFi. And I'm going to start with just a little bit of storytelling. We all agree that crypto started with one asset, and it followed to hundreds. And at that moment, it was still quite realistic to on-ramp directly to these specific assets, buying one directly, buying hundreds directly. But the way the trend is going right now is we're starting to see a world in which there are thousands of assets because we're entering this multi-chain ecosystem and all the growth of L2s. So it's quite realistic to imagine that we're heading into, and we're already kind of starting to see the trend, where we're going to be seeing millions of assets, various different formats, whether they're infrastructure tokens, whether they're security tokens, whether they're DAO tokens, whether they're utility tokens. So what we're facing right now is we're essentially still using old ways of buying, and it's creating new problems. So if you think about how we on-ramp today, these centralized exchanges and these current ramp, the traditional ones, they obviously got us this far, but unfortunately, right now they're kind of acting as gas outlets. When you want to go on-chain and you want to effectively buy assets, what's the current behavior that we have right now? Oh, I want to go on this DEX and I want to buy, but I don't have any gas. Just discovered this new token, got to figure out all of those things that are involved with buying. So at the end of the day, there's an involved solution that is required because we're really falling short to what the customer is expecting. So at the point of discovery, when you are being introduced to these assets, whether it's on Telegram, whether it's through an SMS, whether it's through a news article, whether it's through X, you basically have to go through a gas outlet and then interact with one of those interfaces, whether it's a DEX or whatnot, and then you can access on-chain assets. But ultimately, if we look at the customer's expectations, e-com is a really good example of how it should be done. When you discover things, you should be able to basically go direct to what you want to purchase. So that creates huge barriers to adoption, and we're seeing it. Going on-chain in DeFi is not getting the same traction as all the various different centralized experiences like that we see today, because we have gas dependency, we have slow settlement time. When you on-ramp, can take many minutes to many days, dependent on the geography that you're in. Transaction costs are quite high, and there are security concerns. So for the mainstream user, what this creates is, we've all been through it, we're the early adopters, but my brother or my mother or my best friend, that steep learning curve, it's not going to do it. And for us that's already in there, well, it's very, very fragmented. It's not fun. We're not enjoying the experience right now. And these providers, these gas outlets, basically right now, they are the bottleneck. Bottom line, there's a custodial dependency where users access crypto to custodial vendors who control asset supplies. And if we have been looking at recently kind of what's being talked about, one thing that surfaced recently is the cost to be one of those assets that can be purchased with fiat directly on a ramp or a centralized exchange. But it's not a free thing. So there's this kind of catch-22 where you got to be big already to be big. So for the rest of us, for all the thousands and thousands and potentially millions of assets that can't afford to be listed, well, what's the option for them? There's not much option. And then there's this other topic. It's a bit of an intangible topic, but there's a clear misalignment here where if we believe, that DeFi's vision of user empowerment and true decentralization should be key, then splitting your supply as an on-chain project and sending that supply to all of these various different vendors is not really kind of in line. So for projects themselves, whether they are chains, whether they're a DAO or whatnot, this creates this high listing costs and custodial requirements, and when you want to make it available in various different markets, these vendors, they're restricted on specific markets, and it's not something that can get done in a day's worth. Sometimes this listing process takes many months. So the bottom line is that we have growth limitations here, and the market access is quite restrained. And the next thing is that there's kind of an alignment issue with the DeFi, ethos in general. So we're seeing this space move in a way that has moved before. I remember myself traveling, going back, let's say 20 years, let's say I would have come to Bangkok, no doubt I would have went to like a currency exchange to exchange money. Because fiat wasn't really as interoperable as it is today, where at the point of discovery or when I am, let's say, buying a coffee or whatnot, POS system wasn't going to be as distributed as it is today. So we kind of see this shift where people will no longer need to interact with these interfaces that are intermediary, and you can call them middlemen. So us at ONCHAIN, basically, we're on a mission to remove all of that pain. And that pain today is, these chain restrictions, these gas fees, and those wallet complexities. So we're introducing ONCHAIN Ramp. I mean, we tend to say it's in the name, but we're still going to explain it. It's a direct way of basically purchasing the assets that you want to buy directly on chain. So the ones that are listed on your favorite DEXs, or the ones that you just discovered, on Telegram, or someone that SMS'd it to you. 70 payment methods, 80 fiat currencies. It's available around the world. If you land in this payment gateway and you don't know much about the project, well, there's project insights, kind of a built-in CoinMarketCap in there, so you can do your own research while you're in the flow. So we consider this being an evolved way of on-ramping. It's not really on-ramping per se, because that behavior is it's been coined a verb, but it's only a verb in the context that you are on-ramping to gas. But if you're no longer on-ramping, then it's really an evolved kind of experience where you get instant asset delivery. You don't have to wait many minutes, many days to get it. It's direct, no gas needed. You get true ownership because there's a built-in on-chain wallet in it. Built-in, oh, sorry. I don't know if I can go back. Yeah. And it's available worldwide for the projects that do decide to adopt this ramp. And for these projects, you also, it's built for business. So meaning that if I run a token or if I run a chain or whatnot, to get the insights of these transactions, generally, they're not readily available. I often have to go and build my own Dune dashboard or something like that, so I need kind of advanced skills. But that on day one, I get all of that, customer insights, I get affiliate links, 24/7 support. And this is built on, which is effectively what we've been working on for the last couple of years. We call it open. It's the on-chain payment network. And that lets us build really unique use case at this kind of app layer level, like ONCHAIN Ramp, which is the first use case that we're shipping that is built on open. That's a specific talk in itself, but really exciting stuff that will be coming out of this, and that enables us to unleash on-chain payments, where we can do value exchange instantly between various networks. Some of the components that we've built ourselves, which is an interchain router network, a mesh stablecoin layer, a quote engine that is built and optimized for payments, a whole stablecoin replenishment system, and we're aiming for this payment network to be trust minimized using eigenlayers AVS. So if you're a project yourself and you run a token, please do connect with me or the rest of the team if they have my t-shirt here today. Our website's onchainramp.com. If you're one of those networks and you feel that it's challenging, you just launch your app chain, or you have an L2, or even if it's non-EVM, just do connect with us as well. We do aim at creating this network that includes every single ecosystem. And I just want to give you like 2 more minutes on kind of what's coming next for us, which is kind of our end goal, is to bring everyday finance on chain. What does that mean? Well, it means that basically you can officially sign out. You can effectively get your wage automatically deposited and converted in stable coins in your on-chain account. You'll get a card that comes with it, fully non-custodial, that take payment from any asset that's held into your on-chain account, can pay bills. And ultimately, what we're really excited about this is once your daily operation of kind of your life is on-chain already, then it makes it so much easier to access on-chain finance, which is a lot of what people have been talking about today. All these various financial services that are much, much better than what we have access today. So we're really excited about what's coming. Keep an eye on this, and thanks for listening.